Hello and welcome to another edition of the Akashic Portal Weekly Insights from the Illuminating Journey Cards of the week, February 15th through the 21st, 2021. And I'm your host, Jen Dushin, Akashic Mentor, Teacher, Guide. We're using the Illuminating Journey Cards, as I mentioned, created by me with the guidance of the Akashic Records. So let's see, I've asked them what we need to know for this week, and what came through was this energy or sense of this wave starting. So it feels like there's, last week it felt in conclusion, an ending and a new beginning. Now it feels like the energy is picking up steam. And so there's a movement coming in that feels somewhat choppy or up and down. So however that shows up, it may not be pleasant, or it may be surprising or unsettling. Let's see what the cards foretell. So the first card is the 34 Soul Portal. And I know this has been coming up quite a bit, certainly for myself, and I think it's come up in readings, this sense of entering the unknown, the figure with the butterfly on her back, walking towards the unknown, the wild, the wildness, the forest, the sense of something lush, green, and perhaps scary in a way, right? Not like, I don't know that it'll be terrifying, but just the idea of needing to go into a place where you may not have been, that you're taking a journey. The figure is, I'm just noticing how her, or in this time, it's sticking out to me that her dress at the base is peacock feathers. I'm just noticing how at ease she is with the nature and with this idea of venturing forward, almost like she's at one with nature. And you can look around. This card contains the elements. It has the water, the fire, has the wisdom, the air, the earth. There's a snake, there's an owl. It's these different elements that allow us to travel into the sacred, this here, the pyramid, this sacred. The 3 and 4 makes 7. This is very much about this idea of awakening our curiosity to ground new things in, to develop our wisdom. We're still in February, it's the 7 universal months. And it's a very powerful message about the space we're entering. We're entering an unknown space, a space where we must, I want to say, come to the space as virgins. And the meaning, the original meaning of the word virgin was woman unto herself, or person unto themselves, whole unto themselves. So thinking about it like that, not that you're here, that you're waiting to be ravaged by another, but that you know who you are, and how you know who you are is through this journey, taking this journey with a sense of peace. It feels like the card is losing clarity as I hold it. A sense of peace, a sense of connection to the earth, a sense of this is the path forward. This is what I need to do. This is necessary. So there's very much that sense of connecting, and it's very green and lush and abundant. And it's also, there's that determination of the figure who goes willingly towards that part of themselves, that part of this experience that requires that they are willing and open and prepared to do what is necessary, to do whatever it takes to find that shelter in the space that is loving, that is wholeness. Like, yes, you can do this. Card number 2 is one that's also been showing up, and interesting, we move from the greens. So this sense of the 3, so we go from the 7 or the 34 to the 3, where the figure in this case is moving up to the light, to this triptych, the energy of the symbol of 3, to the energy of light, to this idea of allowing your mind to be immersed in light. It's kind of changing your mind, filling your mind with light, knowing that this is the way forward. And again, I get that same sense of deep peacefulness, this recognition, this is the path, this is what I need to do, I'm willing to do it. So the figure is very relaxed, moving up into the light. Around us, we see these different aspects of creation, the finger of God, the light that kind of lights up all the parts of the body, the mind here, just, in this liquid of change, right? It's very much this idea of being a party to your own change. With the roses and the fire, we have the fire over here. Oops, the fire over here. So it's like life bringing in a way. Like this is this green of new growth, new beginnings, new awareness, a total willingness to connect with the same idea, that this connection with this trifecta, this idea of being in flow with what is, not trying to resist what you need to do in order to change, but just going into that change willingly, knowing that not only is it necessary, but that you are truly on board with this change. And then the third card, oh, that's so interesting, is also green and kind of yellow. We have the owl in the first card and the headdress, some of the yellows that are showing up, the pyramid, etc. Something in the background there, I think it's leaves. I'm not quite sure what that is. I did create these cards, but I don't know what all these things are inside, which seems so weird, but that's the truth of it. So you have that kind of yellow, starting in the greens and yellows, which is like the heart and the will, right? The power, the value of what you put on your life, on the things you choose, using the power of love. And today is Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day. So kind of embracing this, the love of the self and the path you're taking. And again, here, this, the greens with the yellows, the same. It's the willingness, the empowering the self through love, through trusting, this is what I need to do, this is it. And then having the third and final card, which has the same colors, the magic bean. I know this has showed up also quite prominently in the last week or so when I've been pulling cards. The magic bean is the bean of possibility. So when you look at these figures, kind of the way they're looking at their experience, and they're looking away from our own, away from us, right? They're looking away from us. They're absorbed in their own experience. Like, what do I need to do? So it's very much a focused energy of going towards what is necessary, opening up to what needs to be received, understood, known to move forward. And then we have the magic bean, which asks again to trust this. I always think about this magic bean in terms of what happens when we think about Jack and the Beanstalk, that tale that talks about the magic bean. And I know we have other stories. What comes to mind right now is The Alchemist, the story that was written by Paul Chucalo. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but called Show, something like that. Anyway, the point is that this idea of being magnetized by an energy, or a life force that brings possibility. So magic beans, we don't know what they are. In the case of Jack and the Beanstalk, mother throwing them outside, going, that's terrible, what a waste. And that thing then becoming these amazing beanstalk that then takes Jack to a place of dealing with his fears and recouping the golden goose. It's very much about kind of what we struggle with and why we haven't broken through to this space, right? To going here or going here is our fear of our fears. Like, who's going to yell at us? Who's going to tell us that we're wrong? How are we going to get in trouble around this bringing our desires into being, following our muse, doing the things that light us up, connect us to our souls, and awaken within us the potential of fullness, of reconnecting with the golden goose inside of us. And the golden goose represents the energy of fortune to us, in the sense that when we know that through our own willingness to go into the deep, into the wild, into the woods, into the unknown, we walking away from what essentially is what we've known, right? It's like, okay, I have everything I need. I'm now going to recreate my life. I'm going to reconnect to the energy of source or what's around me, to nature, to looking and seeing beyond what I've been shown, that I know connects me to my heart. And that's this part here, is this magic bean, or this idea that when we know that we are connected to those sort of magical things, right? The idea of possibility, potential, that we can create things by thinking about them, imagining them, and bringing them into being by trusting our own intuition and following the signs and doing what's necessary. We are freed from this idea of being enslaved to needing the approval or the system that has kept us trapped. So it's freeing us from that system. It's going, enter the space, do these things, follow your own muse, and pay attention to what it is you're bringing about. Like, what are you creating? What are you wanting to create? What is that golden goose that's now going to free you from the worry that you don't have enough money, in the case of Jack and the Beanstalk, right? Or whatever it is that is true for you, that you won't be able to make money or earn money or whatever it is that is keeping you in fear, keeping you trapped. It's stopping you from taking the path to this, to into the wilds, to free the wildness that is being contained by society, to allow your ability to read the energy and receive that warmth and love and intuition on a higher level, to be to adjust the energy of your experience and to really understand what that magic bean symbolizes for you at this time, right? So that's the message of this week. It is for you to explore and become more of who you are, given the fact that this is the time, this is the momentum that is here, that's available to you to move with that energy, that wave that allows you to go into places that have not been explored, that are calling you to bring out the divine and the design within you, the desire that wants to be birthed, knowing you have what you need to create with that magic being, whatever it is, that'll help you break through the limitations that you've been living under. Whatever the fear is that's holding you contracted or has, is now being kind of expanded to allow you to have a different experience. Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's reading. As I mentioned, I'm Jen Duchenne of jendushen.com, and I do Akashic readings and trainings I train people how to read the records. I train people how to read the illuminating journey cards. More classes to come. This week, I am offering an experience in the Akashic Records. Come and experience what it's like. If you want, I'll have the link down below. It's happening on Sunday the 21st. So if you want to see what that's like, it's $25. So the link will be below if you're interested. If you had an experience with the cards, with this reading, let me know how it lands. Love to hear how you're doing, what's coming up for you. All comments, likes, follows, appreciated. Sending you lots of love. And I'll see you next time.